key, the key of monotone.
Oh, here we go.
Here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Smokin.
All right, it is the NFL Roundtable Talks, and I'm stuck with 3 Lions fans and a possible giant pseudo-Lions fan shortly, but we'll go for it as is. And my 3 big news items are the same one that's on ESPN right now. Baker Mayfield was picked up by waiver wire to the Rams, never made it to the 40 Winers.
Hey, Dom.
Crazy Ken got a job at the drive-thru with me and Jeremy.
Yeah.
A little slow on this high-tech bullshit, but Jeremy walked me through it, and I'm here.
I'm grateful my friend is here with her Something's wrong with my laptop. The last 4 or 5 podcasts I've tried to do, even when I was upstairs where I know the Wi-Fi is good, it just kept, I don't know what's wrong with it.
It sounds like your Wi-Fi card's going out.
Could be.
How old's your laptop?
Is
it over 3 years old?
Yeah, for sure it is.
That's more than likely what it is. It's the likely subject, depending on what brand it is. If it's an HP, it's specific to that brand. I'm a techie. If it's a Dell, you can just buy the exact same brand one online and pop it in there, and it'll work right away.
Yeah. I might just have to see if I can, because I used to use my tablet before, but a lot of the drivers are, I need to download the new ones. I don't know. We'll see.
That being said, Baker Mayfield to the Rams. What do you think of that, Dad?
I was surprised. I thought for sure the Rams were going to get him.
The Rams did get him.
I mean, not the Rams, the Niners.
Yeah, but because of the waiver wire, which goes by draft position, even though the Lions have that pick, it's still the Rams' draft position. So they were third in the waiver wire. I'm surprised that the Texans didn't get him because they have the number 1 draft position.
Oh.
And I think he'd have been an upgrade over Davis Mills. I mean, they're 110-1 for a reason.
They know Baker's not part or couldn't be part of the long term. Not that he's going to be in. How mad are we going to be? The Rams got Baker. Now they're going to tear off 3 wins in a row, and now we're going to have the 8th pick instead of 2 or 3.
I don't care. It'd still be 2 top 15 picks.
I see. I can't like and share, huh?
And we
not while you're in.
And we don't need to draft an offensive player in there for any reason or under any circumstance because there's
not
no
in the first round
taking.
Yeah, they're trying to say Bijan Robinson is the guy from Texas, but I don't see it. He's just a running back. He's not. He's exclusively a running back, just like Zach Charbonneau is, just like Roshan Johnson is. There's a bunch of those. You can get them 3rd round or later.
Oh.
All right, John Robinson comes in and says, "Good evening, Smokin' Jay." And DC8091 said, "Won the first pint chug and shot round easily at trivia tonight. I is on a roll." That being said, the next one is An NFL doctor has came out and said because of the type of injury that Stafford has, which it wasn't as much a concussion as it is he has a contusion on in his neck, on his spinal cord, that he may have to make a decision this offseason as to whether to get the surgery and retire or try to play through it.
I think if he's smart, he should retire.
Right. He's made his money. He's got his
Yep.
ring. Why tarnish it any more than this season did?
And 35 kids and a wife that just got over cancer. If she doesn't make him retire, they'll get divorced.
It'll be Giselle and Brady all over again.
Yeah. Did you see that game Sunday night?
With 1:59 left and no timeouts, I said Brady got the ball. They're winning this game.
Yeah.
16-10. It's going to be 17-16.
I didn't watch it, but I watched like the you know how they do the condensed, but only kind of like the game summaries, and they're like 10, 12 minutes long.
Well,
and
I watched the game.
Keegan Eckert had a comment on it. Texans are all in on Mills for the rest of the season. Thoughts on 49ers grabbing Josh Johnson instead of Baker? Josh Johnson was a free agent, which means anybody can grab him. Baker Mayfield was on the waiver wire. So therefore it went by draft position. The Rams are way ahead of where the 49ers are in draft position. We should know. It's the third pick overall right now. It's Texans, Chicago, and the Scams. Rams.
If Houston can just win 2 more games, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That
one
tie. That one tie will be huge. And the last bit of news I was covering, let's see. Oh, yeah, Von Miller has to have season-ending ACL surgery.
He didn't have it?
Ooh.
So he's out for the season for the Buffalo Bills. That's the big news that I saw that came out today was Matt Stafford may have to retire. Von Miller is out for the season, and Baker Mayfield to the Rams. What do you think about the Von Miller news there, Dad?
Well, that's going to hurt their defense. Because he's the big guy. He's the big gun.
Yeah, he's the one that's been taking on all the double teams, which has been freeing up everybody else, because that's what happened in our game versus the Bills. I think that pass rush isn't going to be quite so dominant anymore.
It won't. I feel like they might. No, he could still do it. Past the trade deadline, but they're going to go sign at least 2 pass rushers, just like Philly did while Davis was hurt. Now they just have a plethora of talent.
Davis is out for the season. That's why they signed Sue and Linval Joseph.
Oh, what? I thought he was coming back.
No, if he makes it back, it'll be the playoffs. He's going to miss the entire regular season.
Did he come back and re-injure it?
He came back too early and left the game early, and yeah.
Did the
Typical rookie stuff, trying to prove something.
Did the old Austin Bryant? I think that was the team, though.
Yeah, that was more the team. That was Petrasha not letting anybody heal up because he did it to everybody. It's why Kerryon Johnson stayed in the entire time, even though Kerryon Johnson had legs like toothpicks and probably made out of balsa wood.
Balsa wood knees, for sure.
And I love your nickname tonight, Dom. 4-1, the last 5. It's 3 things happened that week before the first win. I told you I'm going to go into it in order. They fire Aubrey Pleasant, the defensive passing game coordinator. Then Jeff Daniels and Peyton Manning on Peyton's places did the curse lifting ceremony at Ford Field in the end zone. Then we traded away our biggest bust at tight end since Ebron, TJ Hawkins, who.
Hey, did I see that right? That Josh Allen is tied number 1 in interceptions?
Yes, with Stafford.
He's got like 11, doesn't he?
Yeah, 12.
12.
Yeah.
Stafford.
Another one. They both have 12.
They both have 12.
Last I knew, Allen had 11. That's the only reason I said that.
And Keegan Eckert says Greg Russo and AJ Epinesa are now the starters in Buffalo. AJ Epinesa, who has been on the trade block all season because they were trying to dump him.
Russo's good, though.
I mentioned him. I said Hawken who.
I'll take Brock Wright and James Mitchell
Combined.
over Hawkinson.
Absolutely.
And King SJ says, evening all, I'll toast a shot of whiskey to Jeff Daniels and Peyton Manning. Yeah, because he was reading out of the curse lifting book, and it said that he was supposed to have 100 cups of water in a bathtub and then add 2 cups of salt to do the ceremony. He goes, either I'm high or that's not water, is what Jeff Daniels said. He goes, no, it's whiskey, because that's what Bobby Lane would have wanted.
I was gonna, but I didn't want to. I was about to be like, hey,
everything for you.
Is it somehow more allowable now? Sorry, I made this poor girl go because I forgot to stop on the way home. Even though really, it's not even cold enough, so I feel kind of guilty. But this was almost 50 degrees today, right? Nonetheless, it is December, so it's hot cocoa and Rumplemints time. I forgot to stop and get the Rumplemints. We were starting the podcast. I'm like, would you want to go to the store, get me some Rumplemints? And then I got up to get the cocoa and boil the water, and she's like, you interrupted your podcast for that? She's like, why didn't you just ask me to make? I'm like, I already made you get the Rumplemints. We're going to make you make the hot cocoa too, but apparently I am. Anyways, sidebar. Where were we?
John Robinson has asked you directly, Dom, if the Jets traded for Goff, would they be up there with the Bills this year?
I'm not sure I understand that question. Why would it? Oh, the Jets. I got real confused. Up there with the Bills.
Well, they already beat the Bills, didn't they?
Yeah, no, because the Bills have, if they don't have the best, they have the 1 or 1A roster in the whole NFL. The other one is the Eagles. That's who I still foresee in the Super Bowl, either Buffalo or KC. I don't know. Cincinnati's getting hot again, and Joe Burrow cannot be beaten by Patrick Mahomes. It's just something. It's not something that happens. Like, Joe Burrow's got his number. Love Joe Burrow. Period. Love Joe Burrow for that.
Yet at the same time, the starter that's 0-4 versus the Browns, Joe Burrow. Doesn't even matter who the QB is. He's 0-4 against him.
Right. Doesn't matter because he's not going to see the Browns anytime soon in the AFC title game. And maybe next year.
No, but I'm saying they got to play him again.
Sure.
Michael Huck said, thoughts on Baker Mayfield to the Rams. The fact that they got him off the waiver wire, the hit against the cap is only $1.5 million, which is what they had left, so they can't sign anybody. They better pray no one else gets injured.
Right.
But it's kind of giving him, hey, let's see if he's got something left. Let's see if it was coaching. Let's see if it was this. Let's see if it was that. See if he can get it here.
Right.
Get it here with the Rams. And if he does, then they can re-sign him at a discount.
To finish my thought from before, trading Goff to the Jets, I don't know why we'd do it unless they just gave us the world. I still wouldn't do it. But no, it does not put them with the Bills because the Jets' O-line is not good. Their running backs are not good. Their wide receivers are not as good. Their tight ends aren't as good.
So do I think it's going to make a big difference this week? No, because he only had 1 day to try and learn a brand new playbook. I think it might behoove them to start Bryce Perkins or John Wolford again.
Who do they play this week?
The Raiders.
How about I took Matt Stafford with my first pick in my keeper league and I cut him. And I've been starting Tua over him almost all year.
Right.
That's fine.
And King SJ says, didn't realize Burrow was 0-4 against Cleveland. Yeah, he'd be 0-5, but he was hurt the second game, so he didn't get to play.
But guess what? Lamar Jackson can't hardly ever beat Pittsburgh.
Right. I don't know what it is.
It's that division.
To Patty, it's Joe's daddy.
that division is better than ours right now. Not by much.
But, the Browns have always owned Cincinnati for some reason.
Yeah, and like in the last 5 years, they are 8-1 against the Bengals, and I think historically they're up like 20 games on the final stats because against each other.
Well, if they were to go 2-7, or what? They play 17 games. So if they were to go 2-15, the 2 wins would be against Cincinnati.
Exactly. I mean,
They have always owned Cincinnati. I mean, since going back forever.
Yeah.
oh, nice. Grandizer comes in. Hey, Jeremy, just wrapping up with Lions of the Roar UK with their collab with Vikings content creators, sports, and stars with Jade. Nice. So I wonder if, sidebar before we get to the Pick Ems, because I got to download the
What are
picture
you
yet.
doing? Just put it in.
What if
Mike,
I told you that Jalen Rieger told Vikings fans and ESPN that he guarantees that Minnesota's winning in Detroit this week?
oh, he's their number 3.
He's their number 4.
Who's
KJ Osborne's their 3.
You're right. Hawkinson might go bananas, but we're still winning. Because look what Jefferson did against Dakota the first time. Nothing.
There we go.
What do you have, 2
So
catches?
tomorrow night, let's start our weekly pick'ems. Tomorrow night we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to LA to face the Rams.
Fucking stinker of all time. Tie.
It is Toilet Bowl Part 1 this week.
Yeah,
right there.
It's the Black Toilet Bowl. Can't even call it the Death Star or the Roomba anymore. It's the Black Toilet Bowl.
I'm taking the Raiders.
You're taking the Raiders, Dom?
Yep.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs is a man possessed.
I agree.
Guess whose 5th-year option got declined in the preseason?
I know.
He's like
Josh
20.
Jacobs.
I don't know how old he is. 26, 27?
He's either 25 and turning 26 or 26 and turning 27.
He's also got like 38 kids, so he might bastard child his way out of the league like Travis Henry did. Remember how sweet Travis Henry was for those 3-4 years?
And the way Ron Mexico never started a game. I heard you snicker. I got you when I said it. And
he's 24.
Raiders, so Lions get a great pick. He's 24, so
he'll be 25 in February.
Right, so he'll be 25, turning 26 at the end of the season in the Super Bowl. I might sign him.
He's at 900. He's at 974 carries right now, though, and you know the deal with the 1,000. But the only way to not do that is to draft a guy and he's sweet from day one, and then you get him for 1,000 carries, which at best is 4 years.
Eric Gray out of Oklahoma. That, or you take, and Keegan Eckert also takes the Raiders. And the first game on the docket for Sunday is funny. The Mike White-led New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills without Von Miller. Who you taking, Dad?
I'm taking the Mike White.
Taking Mike White and the Jets?
I like Mike.
Yep.
What do you got, Dom?
Is it, I mean, which...
It's in Buffalo.
I was going to say, is it in New Jersey or upstate New York?
It's upstate New York.
The Bills. Come on.
I'm taking the Bills, too. And King SJ says Buffalo.
I'm a Jets fan, Crazy Ken, but there's no way.
Yep.
We might lose to the Jets, though.
Speaking of, Cleveland at Cincinnati. Who are you taking, Dad?
The Browns.
Dom.
I don't know.
Considering they've won 6 of their last 7,
Is Mixon still hurt?
Is who?
Is Mixon still hurt?
Mixon.
It was concussion last week, so I'm guessing.
I think he should be back this week. Yeah.
I'm taking Cleveland, or I'm sorry, Cincy if Mixon's playing.
I'm taking Cincinnati as well. And Michael Huck says Bills, and Keegan Eckert says Bills Mafia.
Although one of these weeks,
Burrow gets the monkey off his back, Bengals.
One of these weeks, Deshaun Watson's going to bust out, and you're going to see what that offense looks like.
Oh,
I mean, it won't be against a shitty team, but
it's Houston versus Dallas at Dallas. Raise your hand if you're taking Houston this week.
I want to. I hate picking. I should be like I can't even remember his name, Bizarro Andrew, and just pick against the Cowboys every week.
Keegan Ecker says the misogynist since he has no O-line. Oh, that being said, Minnesota. Oh, I'm going to save that for last. Jack Crapsonville at Tennessee Titans.
Titans.
Yep. Dom,
I'm taking Jacksonville.
Ooh.
you're taking Crapsonville? I'm taking the Titans.
Didn't they just fire their GM?
Hand risen, not Dallas. So we do got one for Crapsonville. Dom's taking them.
I thought they were going to keep it a lot closer this week.
All right. And then we have Philadelphia going to face the New York Giants, who's dropped 3 straight. I'm taking Philly.
Definitely.
Dom?
I will take Dan Leonard's Giants. Philly needs to be knocked down one more peg. I still think they're the best team in the NFC, but actually, no. Let me take Philly.
Brian Roy says Titans, and hi guys, and King SJ says Philly Birds. He says Philly. Giants in an upset.
That's entirely possible. I think Philly loses at least one more game, maybe 2. And one of them, like if it's only one, it'll for sure be an inexplicable one. Although losing to Washington all of a sudden, I still say no one in that division's really that good except Philly.
Right. I agree.
Including Dallas.
Speaking of teams that struggle with teams, Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Dom?
I'll take Pittsburgh first. I'd take Pittsburgh either way, but I'm for sure taking Pittsburgh because
no Lamar.
The running back that takes direct snaps is not playing.
Yep. Dad?
I'm not going with the Ravens.
No, that's my new name for him, direct snap.
Okay.
I'm taking Schittsburg.
Yep.
King SJ agrees. Steelers. Brian Roy says Pitt.
Is his name just Jay, or is he also from American Junior?
That's Stephen King. The guy that was coming in on the Facebook, but since I'm on YouTube, that's his nickname on YouTube.
Oh, I saw the picture and it was a blue jay, and I'm like, is he from America Junior or just because it's a J and he's Jay?
Nope, he is from Canada.
That's awesome.
And then we got the Chefs.
We love
Kansas
our neighbors
City
to the
Chefs
north.
Traveling to Denver, Colorado to face the hapless Broncos. I'm taking the Chiefs. Dom?
Chiefs by 40.
Dad?
Chiefs in a blowout.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Especially after losing to Cincy.
And Michael Huck took the Ravens to upset Pitt. He's going with the upset picks. All right. And then we got Tampa Bay traveling to face the San Francisco 49ers, who actually didn't look that bad with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Rams.
You mean the 49ers?
Or yeah. Why did I say the Rams? Ugh.
We got Rams on the brain.
Yeah, you said Rams earlier. Or no,
Yeah,
you said 49ers earlier. You're just getting the two confused.
Yes, I am.
DC 8091, okay. Broncos. Just kidding.
They play in LA and the Niners don't play in San Francisco, so it's all right.
Yep.
Actually, wait. Is SoFi, is that it's in LA County, but not the city?
It's in LA County, but not the city. It is east of
town.
Closer to Silicon Valley, actually.
It's like a half hour from San Francisco. The Gene?
Brian Cushing says 49ers, and King SJ says Tampa Bay. By the way, if they don't find a way to keep Tom in Tampa Bay, I bet you that's where he goes next year.
Where?
49ers?
San Francisco.
I mean, that almost happened 2 years ago.
Right.
It was supposed to be there or
And Carolina
Texas.
makes the long flight cross country to face Seattle. I'm taking Eugene Cyril Smith.
Kenneth Walker's hurt again. Did you see that?
Yep.
I don't get I always have to go fishing on the internet trying to get injury updates because Bleacher Report doesn't show them.
Keegan Eckert says Raiders, Titans, Schittsburg, Chiefs, and 49ers. And Brian Roy says Tampax Bay.
I never heard that before. And
Michael Huck says Seahawks. I kind of like it, though.
I love it.
Seahawks.
And then you're taking the Seahawks as well.
Seahawks.
You're not. You sure you don't want the Pampers in an upset? And King SJ says Sea Chickens, and Keegan Eckert says Seattle defense is the key. You're right. I mean, their defense is better than the Pampers. Then Miami decided to stay out west in the hotels and travel to LA to face the Chargers in SoFi. Miami, who just only scored 15 points against the 49ers, but that defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
That defense is first in everything.
Everything. Yeah.
It's
first in
it's like our
passing, first in
2014
scoring.
defense. Actually, can't even say that. It was just our run defense that was good.
Yeah, because our pass
Turnover
defense was
margin.
only top 10. Yep. And so who you got, Dom?
Miami.
Yes, that's what I think.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
Miami's not.
And the viewing panel agrees. Miami, the Fish, Fins.
Miami is this year's Tennessee, except Tua might be able to make those couple throws that Tannehill can't. But they don't have Derrick Henry.
Right. No, they got everybody that the 49ers didn't want to keep.
Every injured San Francisco running back ever.
Elijah Mitchell. Raheem Mostert and Jeff Davis. And Keegan says Miami Dollies. And last but not least for the other game schedules, it is the New England Patriots traveling to Arizona to face the Modern Warfare playing kid, Kyler Murray. Who you got, Dad?
Give me a minute to think on that.
Okay, Dom?
What's the Cardinals' record?
Not good.
Are they under 500?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've still got the Cardinals.
You still got the Cardinals?
Yeah,
Okay.
Fuck Bill Belichick.
Cliff Kingsbury in the second half of the season is all I got to say.
Oh, God, it is December. I'm sticking with it.
You're sticking with it? Okay.
Dad?
Dad?
Because of New England.
Yeah, New England.
Yep, I'm taking New England. And Brian Roy agrees.
Oh, that's another thing. That is the first time Mahomes has lost in November or December.
Yes.
Very first time. He is 25-1 or 24-1. 25-1.
Yeah, 25-1. That was the 26th game.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were bragging about how he was 25-0 in November and December and he shouldn't lose. And they said, wow, he lost.
But I saw that interview with Tom after the Bucks came back.
Pats. Keegan Eckert says he's taking the Pats because the Cards will still have another season of Hard Knocks. The Cards aren't doing shit.
Oh, right. Doesn't that start now?
It started November 9th.
Oh, shit. Already a month.
I think I've seen Kyler Murray playing PlayStation at least 4 times on it.
Oh, dude, he missed those 2 weeks, and then the meme came out is it any coincidence that Kyler Murray hasn't played a football game since Modern Warfare
released? It was great. Okay, and now we are to our favorite team versus staying at home while Minnesota travels to face the Lions. If we see anything close to what we saw last weekend, I don't think Minnesota stands a chance.
I'm taking the Lions.
Dom?
I've got the Lions, but even if we play as well as we did last week, we'll win by 7-10. Minnesota is like top to bottom, their roster is better than ours. Like, I mean, let's think about it and run down the line. Quarterbacks, it's a wash. O-line, we've got a plus. Wide receivers, they were talking about it on the radio. I don't think you're going to see J-Mo as a gunner, although no opportunity to gun, because that's the first time we didn't punt since God was a child. But he's going to get a few more targets. He got one this past Sunday, and it was a horribly thrown ball. He had to literally run out of bounds to not even catch it. If everything else happens the way it did last week, and J-Mo gets 50 yards.
On 3 catches.
Yeah, just 50 yards, whether it's a bomb and he goes into the end zone or he gets tackled at the 1, or, he has a 40-yard catch and a couple screens that don't go right. If he plays 25 snaps and touches the ball 3 times, we win.
All right. And King SJ says, I picked the Vikings to lose. I like that. Brian Roy says Lions. Michael Huck, Minnesota has been lucky as fuck all year. Their luck runs out. Lions. Breakout, Detroit Lions Foamhead. My prediction, Minnesota Vikings 28, Detroit Lions 31. I'm curious, Dom, who impressed you the most in last Sunday's game?
I want to say Swift, but we know that's what he's capable of when he's healthy and utilized properly, and he was. Although that's about his limit. What do you have, about 15 carries? 14, 15 carries?
I thought Jamal Williams was the one that had more. I think he had less, but he did more.
12.
You know what I'm saying? I think he had like 10 to 12 carries.
That and his catches, like that's about all we need when they're both healthy.
How many times I've said I would have him on a snap count. If he gets 15 touches, he's out of the game.
Right. 14 carries. Williams had 11. And 4 catches. So that's 18 touches. That's perfect. Over his 100 yards. I'm fine with that. I'd even go 12 carries and 6 catches and give Williams the 14 carries. But, it's funny. And he hasn't even been healthy per usual. But how many red zone touchdowns has Swift vultured from Jamal? 3? 4? At least 3. I'm thinking 4. Because the one he had this week was a short one. A couple weeks ago, he had a short one. Things are starting to even out. Remember I said last week, if I told you that through 11 weeks and 1 quarter, Jamal Williams would be leading the NFL in touchdown rushes with 14, would our record be better? And everyone said, yeah. It's getting to that.
I know. And he is leading the league. Grandizer.
Oh, but no, what I was going to say is James Houston, because he continues to impress me week after week. Can we get this man some more snaps?
And since Michael Huck, you made a comment towards my dad, it's good to see you have someone on the panel to represent us gray hairs.
All 3 of us.
All 3 of us have gray. If it's not on our head, it's in our beards. That's what I do usually. But
the hobo shave.
Michael Huck, were you at Saginaw Eagles Landing last night? Because somebody named Michael Huck was called back to the Erie Cafe around midnight.
Speaking of.
And Grandizer have a question for the panel. Is it true that SKOL stands for So Keep On Losing? Let's go, Lions. Let's go. Yeah, I think so.
Is there any way we can get this game flexed to prime time, which would guarantee a victory?
Yeah.
I know. The flexing starts next week.
They've got one more prime time game already for sure.
No,
But
I
the
live
thing
in
is,
Virginia for the past
I
12
don't think
years.
they'll flex any Minnesota games, because they're one more win, they wrap up the division.
Right, so they're going to keep them there and then flex them
Or flex them
if
out.
they get it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I believe back in my younger days, I could have been made a living as a singer, but I couldn't find any musicians that could play in my key. You know, the key of monotone.
Let's call the Eagles. You know what? And I just thought about it. God forbid we do squeak into the playoffs. 95% chance the top 2 seeds in some order are going to be Philly and Minnesota. I like our chances.
Yeah.
Against either one.
And Brian says, I would like to see a flex game too. I think our game, that the only game that we have on the schedule that can be flexed is week 18 versus Green Bay. And with as bad as Green Bay looks, and by the way, in my 4-team parlay, I've already won the bet that Green Bay wouldn't cover the over-under of 11.5. They have 8 losses. Yes!
Oh, we got our 5 wins.
And James Burgess says we
Deals
need to
for $20.
beat the Vikes so bad they mentally lose it for the next 4 games.
He forgot about the parlay. That's an additional $20 for every win.
Or the key of monotone.
And better those two than the friggin' Cowboys. That defense is good. Maybe not 1977 Falcons good, but very good. Yeah, isn't that the only defense that's ranked higher than the 2014 Rams? And Keegan Deckard says, or you could sing in the key of auto-tune.
Boy.
Yeah. If Keegan heard me sing, he would be asking me to sing tenor all the time. 10 or 20 miles
away.
You know what's funny about autotune? When they used to have good free apps, in order to make the autotune work, you have to purposely sing out of key.
Well, that's not a problem.
Same.
He's got that in spades. There's only one song he sings
Apparently,
in key.
autotune tells me I'm not as bad of a singer as I think. I mean, I'm pretty bad.
And the game I wish were flex were the Lions versus Jets, but the Giants versus Commanders got flex that week. Ugh. I know, that's the first flex.
They both had
Do we beat the Jets? I would like to think so. We have a shot. They have a very good defense, but
I don't know.
all right. He wants to hear the Gridiron Hero song, which is the Lions state fight song. And since we're done with everything and we're just going to have a little bit of a BS session for a minute, because I got a little bit of time before I got to join Scott Morganroth at 9:00. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions!
I think they
One
finally
pride.
changed or got rid of the toilet flush. Because the first, every game I went to, I mean, I don't think I heard it at that practice we went to, and I haven't been to a game this year, but every time before that, the roar sounds like a toilet flushing.
All right. John Robinson says, Brad Johnson, Joe Flacco, Trent Dilfer, Eli, Nick Foles, Jeff Hostetler, Jim McMahon, Mark Typing, Doug Williams. Don't tell me defense doesn't win championships when you don't have a Pro Bowl caliber.
Who said
QB.
that they didn't?
Yeah, I know.
Unless you're
And
Minnesota.
Nicholas says Lions are favorites against a 10-win team. Yes, we are.
We are that damn above average right now, and it's Minnesota.
I will be on the South Florida Tribune channel on YouTube. We are going to be doing what's called the Sports Exchange. JB Ellis of Sideline Sports, as well as the Pundit's Pundit will be there. Myself and Scott Morganroth, the Motor City Madmouth. Yep, and restore the roar, defend the den, go Lions. Also, the Lions are favored by 2.5, and the over-under is 52.5 in the game. I'm going to say take the under
It went
because
up
our
again.
defense. Yep, the over.
Just a
Yeah,
point. It was just a
we were
point
up
like yesterday.
Yeah, it went up to 2.5 today.
There is one team that had the best defense for like
I knew I
5
should have
years.
bet when it was a point.
They had the best defense 5 years straight and lost 4 Super Bowls.
The Bills.
No,
Oh, the
Minnesota.
Vikings. Yeah,
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Playing that
Yeah.
Buffalo.
They had the purple people eaters and the leading interception of all time, and they still could not win a Super Bowl.
That broke on the one guy in sports talk that I hate show, Colin Cowter, that the line is moving, and it's because the big money bettors in Vegas are putting the money on the Lions.
Bet on the game. If you're watching, do not bet on the game. Do not bet on the Lions. Do not bet against the Lions.
Nope.
They want you to watch the games. They do not want you to watch the games and win money.
Yep. The Lions are young and hungry. No one wants to play us now. Times are changing. It is. I mean, you can see the way they reacted in the locker room. They know how to win now.
We just finally, I can't even say finally. Well, I mean, finally in a way, but it's Jacksonville.
And Keegan Eckert says, imagine singing the Lions fight song in auto-tune. Fran Tarkenton had a couple rough days, LOL.
His numbers in those games were better than Jim Kelly's.
Yep, they're better than Jim Kelly's, better than Trent Dilfer's.
Better than Troy.
Go look at Roethlisberger's, and that's in wins.
Better than John Elway and Peyton Manning's last Super Bowl wins.
And Troy Aikman.
Yep, Troy Fakeman.
Troy Aikman is a piece of garbage.
Yes, he is.
And neither him nor Joe Buck wears pants during the broadcast. That's why you never see them from the waist down, and why they never stand up unless there's a table in front of them. And why are Aikman's eyes always so bloodshot? Like, I drink a lot and I don't sleep enough. My eyes aren't that bloodshot.
Guess what?
Oh, he's a sniffer.
He's a sniffer, and I'm not talking about butts or anything else.
I mean, I'm sure he's still good friends with Cokehead Irvin.
There is more than one reason why I call him White Jay-Z. Dom just lost it.
I swear to God, though, Irvin is doing that shit like right before he goes on TV. He's all fired up, just making ridiculous takes. I'm like, this dude's still on that shit.
James Bridges, I'll read it with the typos fixed in my head. It's such a young nucleus with reinforcements coming. The Brad plan is working. It is. I mean,
but how long? What's our best case scenario for a coach or a GM that didn't hire his coach?
Exactly what's going on right now in the second year of a rebuild.
It can only go up from here. I mean, it's going up clearly, but
hey, remember what we said originally? We said this is a 5 to 7 win team.
Well, if we win 7 right. If we win 7 or 8 this year, then we have to win more next year.
Right. And I expect I said this year might not be the year to make the playoffs. If we did, it's because we got lucky at the right time. This is prior to all the hard knock shit when we all drank the Kool-Aid a little too much in the preseason.
I did not. But I stayed the course even when we start. Imagine if we didn't start fucking 1-6. But close games.
If we'd have won 2 of those close games, we'd already be at 7.
If we had, I mean, and you can't go back and do that. And it's not even to say if we had this roster healthy, but what this team's been through from then till now, just the roster wouldn't do it. But it's like we're getting better. And we were not like this team today, right now, would have won a couple of those close games early in the year.
Have you ever seen a draft
or Philly?
I'm going to answer this real quick because everybody forgets. Have you ever seen a draft class with so many players starting and contributing? Last year.
Yeah, last year's. Sure have. Pretty recently.
James Burgess, I had them at 7 and 10 this year, but the bar is moving mainly because they have earned the right to a harder grading scale.
It's still 7 to 10.
And
Holy
Granddad
fuck
just
if we
says
get to 10 wins.
the
We have to
Lions'
win out.
remaining schedule. Yeah, we have to win out. Minnesota, at New York, at Carolina, Chicago at home, and then at Green Bay. I only see the possibility of 2 losses out of all of it.
I mean, I don't
there's
see
a
how we go
possibility.
8-9, but I see games we can lose.
I see a game we can lose this week and a game we can lose that next week. As far as looking at the level of competition we're playing, those are the 2 where it's easier for us to lose.
If we go and lose these 2, do we go and lose one of those last 3 or 2 of them?
I don't think
we can only just go 1 week at a time. Because who thought we'd be? I mean, we're about maybe around where we thought we'd be now, but no one saw this coming in this fashion. That's why we watch. The games are so goddamn entertaining. And then it takes, we got to wait 12 weeks, but then we finally get to see us stomp the shit out of someone, and it was so worth it. I wasn't bitching a single time that whole game.
This is my biggest point right here. We're actually at the record we projected at this point in the season now, Dom. The wins didn't fall where they.
No, that's what I'm saying. We're where I thought we'd be. This just isn't. We made it to the destination. This just was not the route. But who thought we'd start 1-6?
Even if we don't get in this year, we have gone from a gutted 3-win team last year and still being in the hunt and playing meaningful ball in December, which is all preseason wise. We all said we wanted to see. And I'm talking about in the offseason.
I've been saying that on the radio for 2 weeks now. Meaningful ball in December.
Yep.
He goes, not Carolina. If I'm going, they're winning. And I take it you're going, Michael Huck. I mean, in all actuality, when we started losing and everything else, and then I
do have the days off around that still. Go ahead.
And we got rid of Anthony Lynn last year, and we started to see a difference in play immediately.
Yep.
It's kind of the same thing. We fire Aubrey Pleasant. What do we see? Immediate change in how that defense played.
Yeah, it was like a total
night and day.
Turnaround. Yeah,
it was night and day. We went from 30th to 32nd in scoring, and now we're up around, I think, 22 in scoring and 19th in rushing now.
Yeah, run defense much improved. Pass defense still
okay. It's okay, but no, we're above the bottom 4. I think we were 28th or 27th now. So we moved up in that too.
So about what we wanted.
And credit where it is due. The guys being ahead of the learning curve, an optimistic one to boot, means the coaching is doing some developing of young talent. Imagine that. Yeah, because we didn't see that for 3 years with Matt Patricia. Keegan Eckert asks, do the Giants have a bye week? If so, the bye week will win this week. No, the Giants are playing. And Michael Huck says, my seat is section 112, row 16, right behind the Lions bench. That's awesome. NFL has Goff ranked 15th in the league, which is where I said he'd probably finish this year. But he's 8th in yards, total yards right now.
And he's got more touchdown passes than Tom
Kirk
Brady.
Cousins.
And he's got more yards than Aaron Rodgers. And he's got a better touchdown interception ratio than Josh Allen.
Yes, he does.
I mean, granted, someone cherry-picked stats to make a meme, but it all, made sense. It's like I said, he's good, not great. Great moments.
Right. Makes some great-ish throws when he has to. And
he's only got to be good when this team's healthy. And the defense can stop anyone.
Dom, has he not done exactly what we wanted to see this year?
I mean, honestly, at this point,
as a whole,
better. He's going to end up with the 4,000 yards, but if Swift plays all year, he finishes with 3,800 because either Swift or Jamal Williams goes over 1,000 and the other one has 800.
Yep, and right now the only one that looks like he has a way to sniff 1,000 in receiving yards is Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's damn near there, ain't he?
He's like 9th or 10th in catches.
Yeah, 9th or 10th
And
in
he's
catches.
missed 2 games?
2 or 3 games, yeah.
2, and he was like hobbling around and played 8 snaps in the third one.
Right.
You can't stop him. And now Chark's healthy. And now J-Mo's coming back.
And
the
J-Mo's
running backs are
healthy too. Did you see what the defense did when we put J-Mo on the field? We called a run play on purpose.
Yep. Just to see what they would do.
Everybody dropped back in coverage. As soon as J-Mo was on the field, they backed up their corners from the line.
As long as we're winning, he can be a decoy and not get any targets or get 2. Just go out there and run around, limber up, get used to game situations.
He had 3 targets with 1 semi on. It was actually where the placement of the ball was right, but he was already ran out of bounds.
Yep.
So if he'd have caught that ball, it'd have been a penalty. Yep. So I was glad he dropped it. Everybody's like, "What do you mean it'd have been a penalty?" I said he already took 2 steps with that right foot out of bounds because the cornerback, with the way he covered him, pushed him to the sideline.
Yep.
I said, and the guy that goes out of bounds cannot be the one that catches the ball or touches the ball first.
Yeah, when you do that, you literally have to
do exactly what he did. Drop the fucking pass.
Yeah. or let the DB get a hand on it first and hope to snatch it away from him.
Right, because if he touches it first, it's fair game.
Right.
But you got to be completely in bounds, and that
or
other
just
foot
knock it
never
down
got
so he
back
doesn't fucking pick it off.
Right. What a litmus test for the Lions beating the Vikings. Fans get loud. Joseph Murdoch, you are exactly right.
Hadn't been favored for 14 weeks, and now
okay, they had
the 5.
Sauce, Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Tariq Woolen, and Hutch was 5th.
Oh, in the voting for Rookie of the Year?
No, it was just the top 10 rookies playing right now.
Oh.
So if you look,
Hutch
the only ones that are
Wilson.
And I think he's better than Olave too. Olave's been good, but they aren't winning. I'm just saying.
They've got around the same number of wins as we do, and he's got like 1,000 yards with Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
And Andy, wait, the Bayswater pistol does have a rocket for an arm. So he was the right pick for them.
It was supposed to be Jameis. He's not even hurt now, is he?
No, and they're not bringing him back because when he did come back, he threw more picks than he did actual passes that were caught.
Incompletions. Yeah. Ball never hit the turf.
Oh no, I was wrong. They had Jack Jones ahead of him from New England. He's having a good year, but it ain't that great.
Hutch is really only game 1 to now, he's having a good-ish year. He's had some great games, but he's also had some games where he's not effective.
Not effective because he's double teamed.
Right.
ESPN just did an article the other day and said the only person that's double teamed more than Hutch is Myles Garrett.
Yep.
And that is how
number 11 for Dallas.
That's where some healthy Aquaras and Josh Pascal.
Micah Parsons is so fast he doesn't get double teamed. I'm just saying, Micah Parsons hasn't been playing the interior as much as Hutchinson has. He's been playing more outside linebacker, so he gets more one-on-ones anyways. He's so fast, you can't get a second guy on him.
I did not think he was that good, and I thought it was just Cowboys hype, and then I went back and watched, and I'm like, no, fuck, he's good. Really good.
He was that good in college, and I said the only reason why I wouldn't draft him was the stuff that kept coming out about stuff he did in high school and in college in locker rooms with his teammates.
Yeah.
I said, that's not the type of thing you do with a rebuilding team. You can't afford to bring crazy talent in when you're trying to change a culture.
Yeah, we don't need another Alden Smith.
Right. Exactly my point.
And it'd be different if, I don't know. Like if Dan Campbell was black, I bet he could get Micah Parsons to straighten up and fly right. But he's not going to listen to a white guy.
Jameis Winston will be missed by fantasy league defenses. And everybody keeps spelling it with an I. Anzalone is surprising me. I didn't know he was an Italian dish. I thought it was Anzalone. Or Annalise. But this year he has not been an Annalise. And I think it's due to the competency of the players around him.
Yeah.
Because when he had Jamie Collins, who was slow, lazy, didn't want to play here, didn't want to be here, and played like it, Anzalone played that way all season.
I think part of it is, like, 4 or 5 games into the season last year, he said he was grooming Barnes to be his replacement. Then Barnes wasn't ready, so he kind of took the reins back. But now the last 4 or 5 games, Barnes is starting to play better. But Anzalone's been serviceable all year.
Yeah, I took him off my pizza.
Anchovies? I got you.
Malcolm Rodriguez also, not that good. He's plateauing, and I'll keep saying it because it's true. The fact that a 6th rounder, 5th rounder, 6th rounder.
Wasn't it the 5th?
5th round.
He was a 6th rounder.
6th
Oh,
rounder.
he was
The fact that a 6th
okay.
rounder is a starting linebacker on an NFL team is not a testament to his talent. It's a testament to the lack of quality starters ahead of him. But also, like, he saw that job and he was like, I'm going to go take this job.
Well, Calvin Shepard told everybody he's outplaying all of you now. Remember that?
Yeah.
We watched that meeting with the linebackers and the linebackers coach, and Calvin Shepard was ripping everybody, including Derek Barnes and even Anzalone,
Yeah.
the new butthole.
That's why he got the starting job.
And that is why he got the starting job, because he earned it.
I mean, I still like him as a starter. If we get some better talent, I love him as the first guy off the bench.
Right. So
I think Houston could take his spot by the end of the year. Unless he just falls off a cliff. He's better.
Well, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank my sponsors, which is A1 Tire and Auto Repair and TNT Auto Sales, now open in the Caw Call shop. We have quality used cars as well as quality used tires, all at a great price. Come on in and check us out. And if you're looking for something fuel economic, and I know everybody is right now, they have a wonderful C-Max by Ford, which was only built in Canada, but it's here, and it's their hybrid that gets 88 miles to the gallon. That one's on sale for $8,000. That's not bad if you want to be able to save some money at the pumps. Then we also have our Broadway location in Bay City and our Genesee Street location in Saginaw, where I work. Stop in and see us. We can even get you brand new tires at a great price, as Dom can attest to.
And good used ones. Speaking of the city of the Bay,
I like my new tires.
will be at the Washington Lanes complex on Saturday evening.
This Saturday?
This Saturday, Joseph Foreman is coming to town.
Bring it with you. I'll meet you there.
Oh, yeah. Duh. No, I was just saying I was going to be there. Didn't even think about that, but I'll definitely bring it with me.
What time are you getting up here?
The Hutchinson jersey.
I will make sure we bring it.
My friend Christine will make sure it's brought with me. It'll be there. I'll probably be up in the area like, I don't know, 3, 4 o'clock-ish. I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah, I'll be working in Saginaw. I get out at 6. Maybe we'll meet for dinner before your show?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if we'll have time for dinner. I mean,
or
probably.
at least a drink.
Or a drink. Or drink something. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I won't leave until you have what you came for or what I brought for you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Washington Lanes is right. I know right where it's at.
It's a bowling alley, huh?
Bowling alley, but they have a couple good nightclubs in it.
Yeah, it's like the Diesel Lounge down here in Where the fuck's
The
that
one
at?
is more of a pool room. They got like 6 pool tables and a decent sized dance
Oh
floor.
yeah, it's like a bowling alley, pool room, probably a couple
Yep.
different stages. It's probably just like the one down here.
And the other one
That's
has the
dope.
stage. Yeah. The other end has the stage where they did live entertainment. But that one they always did karaoke and pool tournaments.
Yeah,
Sort of
other
like Galaxy
other than that
Lanes.
one that I left
Yeah.
in the middle of the podcast for to go to East Point in the parking lot of a dispensary, like Afro Man doesn't come to Detroit anymore, or even Toledo. But I'm like,
Uh-oh,
oh, Bay City, I'm fucking there.
All right. So Grandizer comes in and says, "Thank you for tuning in and choosing to make Kneecap Biting with Smokin Jeremy B as your Detroit Lions source. Much appreciated. One pride." I appreciate that, Grandizer. And by the way, I am now at 183 subscribers. We are almost to 200. So please, if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, and share to the podcast. Share it with all your Lions pages. I want to grow, and it's amazing. We were losing and losing and losing, and I was talking about it, and I lost subscribers for a minute, and lo and behold, I gained more than I had back because we went 4-1. Joseph
It all comes
Murdoch
back
says,
around.
"Thanks, guys." Keegan Eckert says, "Good night, guys. I'll see you in a minute, JB. I'll come on the other one too. I have time." And James Vernon says, "Set the clocks to 7 p.m. by accident at Ford on Sunday and watch Kirk melt like the Wicked Witch of the East." I love it.
The West.
And then
The East should be crushed
Grandizer
with ice.
also asks us, it says, "Growl loud at the top of your lungs. You might like it. Just hitting the like button." I'm not going to growl at the top of my lungs. I got
Me
neighbors.
neither.
Wake
King
up my
SJ
wife
says,
and
"Thanks,
I'll
guys." Keegan
wake up
Eckert
my
says,
wife,
"Come on,
I'd
everyone,
never-
like and sub." And Brian Roy says, "Thanks." That being said, and my other sponsor, Mad Lab Custom Creations. Dan creates some cool ass helmets. Go over there, find them on Facebook, join the page, get into one of the breaks, take a chance at winning. Yes, not every break is going to have a headline. It'll have one headliner in it, but you put 6 boxes in there, which has average players too. I've gotten an Amon-Ra St. Brown from him, a Justin Jefferson, a Cam Akers. What else have I gotten? Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I
I've
can't
gotten-
growl loud. If I growl loud and wake up my wife, I'll be growling soprano for the rest of my life.
And he goes, "I forgot. What is the name?" It is the South Florida Tribune channel is where I'll be going live a little after 9. That being said, thanks everybody for joining me. This has been one hell of a show. I want to say thank you to my guests, Dom DeRubis, 4-1 last 5, and Crazy Ken Ballrick, my father, for joining us. And it was a great show. And last but not least, Bo Gagrius has showed up. Bo, you'd have loved this show.
Go back
We
and
had
watch
fun.
it. Get our views up.
Go ahead and rewatch it. It was a good show. We did our pick'ems. Have a great night, everybody. I have to get to my other podcast with my publisher because you don't tell a guy that tells you, "Hey, you can write your articles for me." You can't tell him no.
No. Good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, everybody.